Thank you for listening. My name is Mike Strauss, aka Strauss21. I'm a mixed martial arts journalist. I currently contribute to bjpen.com, Low Kick MMA, CageSidePress.com. You could find my work there as well as my YouTube channel at aka Strauss21. And of course, the Did You See That Shit Mixed Martial Arts podcast that you are listening to right now. Here is my latest interview. I hope you enjoy it. I want to welcome to the show for the first time Mr. Jason the Specimen Soares. What's going on, man?
I'm doing great, man. I don't know, what we at, 12 days out or something like that?
Yeah, you got a big fight coming up here, January 25th, Titan 52, man. You are defending your championship, your featherweight title against Caio. Forgive me if I butcher his last name, Uruguay. Do you think this is the toughest fight to date for you?
I don't know, man. I don't think I don't know if it's tough or not. We'll find out, obviously. I mean, the last fight I had was really tough. The tough fight before that was tough. But I'm gonna go in there and do what I always do, and I'll come out with a win. And then after that, we'll see how tough it is. You know.
Yeah, right.
I don't think it's gonna be the toughest fight I've had, and I'm looking to make it a short night. But at the same time, don't get me wrong. I'm not looking past him at all, and I'm ready to go to war. You know, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, for anybody that doesn't know, shame on them. You're 29 years old. You're 11-0. You're fighting out of the Freestyle Fighting Academy in Miami. And yeah, man. I mean, for people who may not be familiar with you, how would you describe Jason Soares' fighting style?
My fighting style is pressure. You know, I'm never stopping, coming forward. I'm punching, I'm taking down, I'm submitting. You know, everyone knows me for that. I'm a good submission artist. So if you do go to ground me, you're in trouble. And then on top of that, I'm always gonna be pushing the pace. You know, it's not slow pace at all. I'm always trying to make it a barn burner and break my guy.
Absolutely. You are, of course, you're 11-0, but it's funny because when you look up on Tapology, it says you're 3-0 and you're on a 3-fight win streak, and I'm like, how is that? He's 11-0, and you go and look. Of course, I forgot about the Tough 22. That's an exhibition bout, so even though you came up on the short end of that, it didn't go against your record. But I know the UFC is where you want to end up. Do you think that a W come the 25th, do you think that is enough to finally get you in the UFC?
Yeah, I hope so, man. I've been looking to go there. Yeah, I did that exhibition fight at 155 in the Tough, and it just didn't work out for me. But yeah, I'm looking to put on a good show and good performance, and then to get that call. I know UFC's tough to get in at 145. It's a packed division, but I mean, Bellator, whatever. I am looking to fight on a bigger stage soon. But I really do like Titan, and I appreciate them a lot.
You know, Titan's a phenomenal organization. Jeff Aronson and, of course, Lex McMahon. Those guys it's a first-class organization, and Titan has a very good relationship with, of course, UFC. They're on Fight Pass. So it's definitely good exposure for you, man. I was listening to a little bit of your James Lynch interview, and you kind of mentioned that if it doesn't work out for you with the UFC, you've already kind of flirted with the idea of Bellator and won. So if the UFC isn't coming correct, those are still other options for you, right?
They are, but they're definitely second options. I mean, UFC is where I want to go. It's where the best guys are, and especially here in the U.S. And it's where I'd like to fight and showcase my skills.
No doubt, gonna respect that, man. Why did you get into fighting, man? I mean, you're young, you're articulate, you're a smart dude. You seemingly could have done anything, but you chose fighting. Why is that?
Yeah, so basically, I was in 8th grade, and I saw it on TV. I saw the UFC, and I said I wanted to do that. So 9th grade, I went out for wrestling, and I started wrestling just specifically so I could do MMA. And I just always liked it. And I've always been big into sports and competing, and I've played sports my whole life, growing up. And I really liked MMA. As soon as I saw it, I wanted to do it. I watched Matt Hughes. I loved him. And then GSP. And then as soon as I turned 18, I started training at MMA gym, and it's all, history from there. And I've always loved it, and I've never thought twice about it.
That's very cool, man. The gym that you walked into on day one, was that the same camp that you're at, the freestyle fighting?
Yeah. First gym the first gym I found online was FFA. Walked in here, and I've never trained anywhere else. I mean, I've been other gyms around the world and around the country, but FFA has been my home since day one.
That's crazy, and that's incredible. That's cool though, man, because you don't see that a lot, especially in this era of mixed martial arts, where a fighter kind of stays with the camp that brought him up. You see a lot of mixing and outreaching there, but that's very cool, man. You kind of put that camp on the map. Who are some of the guys that you get to grind with every day?
Well, I got great guys, man. We have we always have good guys, and then we bring guys in. But I have a Dear Terry. He's fighting actually on the undercard, fighting for the bantamweight strap. He's fighting the title there, so that's a great guy to go with. I got guys that don't know that. We got like Shaheem Santana. He's an undefeated 155er, probably the best one of the best 155ers in the country. Just unknown. He's 3-0. We got all kinds of guys, and I'm always working with these guys, and I got great coaches. I got Marcos Avalon, David Avalon, my head coaches. I got El Tigre. I don't know if you know who Tigre is. He's one of the top world-class, striking coach. So I have a really good guys in my camp and in my team.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, obviously, if it's not broke, don't fix it. You're 11-0, as we said, so you're definitely doing a few things right there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
What do you think the current state of the 145-pound division is in the UFC? Of course, you have Max sitting at the top, but after that, I mean, what do you think of the division? Seemingly he just took out Ortega, who was that next guy. But what do you think about it?
I think 145-pound division, like I mean, pretty much everyone's opinion is one of the top 1 or 3, divisions in the world. It's like it's where top athletes are. It's like you got the majority of the population sitting around, men, average weight 160, 170, and they cut down to 45. So it's a huge division, tons of talent. But I think you can throw me in there and I fight anybody from Max Holloway to down the top 10, and I do extremely well. I'd love to fight Max Holloway tomorrow.
Yeah,
I think he's a great matchup for me.
Yeah, well, why? What do you think? Where do you think that you would have the biggest advantage?
Well, Max Holloway, he has been dealt really lucky cards in the fact that he's never gone against a guy that could take him down. Ortega is a good ground guy, but he has horrible takedowns. Before going into the fight, he had like a 13% takedown ratio. It's horrible wrestling. So, yeah, I mean, and then he hasn't, and Holloway has never faced anyone else that could take him down other than Ortega, who had horrible takedowns. So I would take Holloway down and test out his grappling, and I would get a submission with him.
Very cool and very, very good to point out there too. I don't think a lot of people realize that Ortega is a phenomenal, maybe one of the best guys in jiu-jitsu currently in the sport, in mixed martial arts. But you're right, his takedown, his offensive takedown, they're not that good. I mean, it is what it is. So that's a very astute observation by you, man. Are you a guy that likes to kind of study your opponents, watch a lot of tape, or do you let your coaches handle all that?
Yeah, see, I don't watch my opponents. I watch everyone other fights and stuff and look at them. But my opponents, I don't I'll watch 30 seconds maybe, and I never look again. I just watch skim through a video and I'm done. And then my coaches, I don't know if you know the Avalon brothers. They're known real big in the jiu-jitsu community, but Marcos and David Avalon, they're like little brains, Mm-hmm. And Dave just dissects everything. He did a great job my last fight against Lewis. I had strict rules on what I would do and what I wouldn't do, and some of those things worked out really well. And then same thing right now, Dave gave me a full breakdown. He watched all the recent fights, and I have a good game plan going in, and we're ready to go.
Well, very cool, man. Well, I can't wait. You're defending your featherweight title at Titan FC 52 on January 25th. And yeah, man, I mean, I don't see any reason why, assuming you get your hand raised there, why you should not be in the UFC. I believe that you already should be. So I definitely believe that a win gets you there, brother. I want to give you a few minutes here to shout out your coaches, sponsors, whatever you'd like. The floor is yours, Jason.
No, I really appreciate it, man. I like the kind words about the UFC. No, I hope everyone tunes in. UFC Fight Pass, January 25th. You can come watch at Xtreme Live Action Sports in Fort Lauderdale. I think it's on Powerline Road. I got I'm sponsored by White Lion Therapeutics. Those flipping guys, and of course, man, I'm training at FFA in the Freestyle Fighting Academy in Miami, Florida. We're open 24/7. You guys can come in 7 days a week, and check out the gym and sign up for a 30-day free trial. And that's all I got to say, buddy. I really appreciate you having me on the show, and thank you so much.
Anytime, Jason. I appreciate your time, and best of luck to you, man. You're going to be defending your featherweight title, Titan FC 52, January 25th on UFC Fight Pass. Have a great day, man.